morning everyone, welcome to another one of Alan's Angling Adventures. It's Wednesday the 10th of July, back on the river again, the River Ada, and today we're at Betley Bridge once again, trying to catch a bream or a tench. Now those of you that watch my videos will know that the first session I had of the new season was here, and I had those two bream. One of them beat my PB, which is now £5. Absolutely brilliant. I had one on the first cast of £4.4. I don't know we're going to get on today. Conditions are a bit different as I thought they would be, for two reasons. Number one, the tide. The tide is probably at its highest now. I think it's dropping. It's definitely dropping. It's probably been dropping for about an hour now, but it's definitely up on what it was last time. Plus we've had a fair bit of rain these last couple of days, which, you know, might have done it some good actually, but we've also got a bit of a wind about today, which could be a bit of an issue on the video, but hopefully it won't be too bad. So yeah, we're at Betley Bridge after a bream or a tench. I mean, tench would be the ideal, but I'm certainly not going to turn my nose up at a bream, that's for sure. As far as the swim I'm fishing, I always get a bit confused up here about, because there's two or three swims here that look absolutely identical. They really do, and I can't work out for the life of me what swim it was I fished on the last time, for sure. I'm not certain. Anyway, we're governed today by the height of the water. We can't, you know, there's a lot of the swims here which I could fish the last time I was here, which I can't get down to today, so I'm governed by that, and I've more or less chose the one that's the easiest to be able to get fish in. It's not the ideal swim that I would have picked. It's all right, but it's running through a bit quicker in this particular swim. I don't think this is the one that I fished last time. I'm pretty sure it isn't. But anyway, it's all much of the same up here, and I've pre-baited. I've put about 4 or 5 balls of ground bait in, chop worm, caster, hemp. I'll show you what baits I'm using, the same as last time. Hemp in the ground bait, worms, no maggots today, worms, Sweetcorn, some casters, and I've got some pellets, but I probably won't be using them, but I've got them just in case. I haven't bought any luncheon meat today, and I haven't bought any maggots. I'm yet to use maggots actually this season. I haven't used any yet. I haven't felt any need to be honest with you. But I certainly will do, you know, probably on the next session. I'll probably give maggots a go. But anyway, we haven't got them today. Now ground bait, I've got, same as I've used the last couple of times I've fished. Big Dynamite Big Fish Explosive Caster feeder mix, which is that, which has got milk caster in it. Worked the last time I came up here, so we'll give it a go again, which I've got knocked up here. Which I've put 4 or 5 balls in, that there, with some chopped worm, hemp and caster. I haven't put any corn in there. I might put a few bits in there, but I'm not sure. I probably won't actually. So that's that. I'll very quickly run you through my setup. It's the same as last time, identical really. My 8-foot Omni Feeder Rod, same one as last time. I have got another one with me in case, just in case it gets a bit scary on this one. If I get a few, you know, if I get anything really, you know, because you never know up there, you could do. So that's that. A Drennan ground bait feeder, which is that, 15 grams. £6 mainline, which is Matrix. So the main line is Matrix. Then I've got where are we? Let's get sorted out here. There we go. Right. So there's the ground bait feeder, a couple of gripper stops. So that's just running there. I can open them out or close them. I suppose I've got about 4 or 5 inches between the two gripper stops. All depends if I'm getting bites, if I'm missing bites. If I'm not getting any bites, I can open them out or I can close them, whatever I want to do. And then I've got a Hooklink there, loop to loop. So that's £6, this is 5. Hooklink is 5, and it's a good 2 feet. A good 2 feet, that is, from the feeder itself. So we got feeder there, and then £5 Drennan fluorocarbon, and that's to a size 14 there, size 14 Drennan Barbless wide gaped hook. I might change to a 12 if I'm getting loads of bites. If I'm getting loads of bites and catching loads of fish, I'll certainly change to a 12 and put about 2 or 3 worms on. But we'll start off on that anyway. Size 14 Drennan Barbless. Right, so that's the setup. I'll show you the swim in a minute. Time wise, just gone 8:45. I got here 25 to 8 this morning. Left home about just after 6 o'clock. I was up really early this morning, so I don't want to be late today, late home. I know, you know, I'm going to watch the football tonight. You know, I'd much rather be fishing really than watch that, but I'll be up here, you know, I'll have several hours up here. Probably start fishing about 9 o'clock and till about 3, something like that. And then yeah, that's probably what we're going to do, 9 till 3, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm just going to make sure I'm all set up properly, and then we'll get down there and I'll show you the swim I'm fishing, and then we'll start fishing. See you in a minute. Right, this is the swim we've got. As I say, it's a bit different to the one I fished. I'm sure this isn't the one I fished the last time. I'm pretty certain it isn't. The one I had last time had lily pads to the right, although the water's up and they could be under the water, but you know, so it could be, but I don't think it is. But anyway, it doesn't matter. This is the swim we've got. It's running through, it's a little bit, you know, it's running through a bit, but we're going to be targeting, I'll show you where we're going to be targeting. Over there, over to the far side, or 3/4 of the way out, half to 3/4 of the way out, over that far side, over there. I've baited up out here about 10-15 minutes ago, so that's what we've got, and we'll see how we get on. I would have preferred to have fished the next swim down, really. It's wider, but I can't. It's very, very awkward trying to get fish in from there because the water's so far up. You know, you're miles away from the actual water's edge where you're fishing, so it's not ideal. But anyway, this is the one we've got, and we'll see how we get on. We're on the feeder, as I say, after a bream or a tench, or to be honest with you, anything that comes along really. But that's the 2 fish that I'm targeting today, once again. Right, that's it, that's the swim. All we've got to do now is start fishing. Right, let's get fishing. Hope I'm in shot here all right. Right, we're going to kick off. We're not going to mess about, we're going to kick off with a worm. We'll take it from there. Out there, so I put some balls of groundbait out there. Right, let's see how we get on then. First cast of the session. So we've got much more of a flow today. No keep net today. I haven't bothered to bring one today. I'll only use a keep net now if I'm fishing for if I'm having a silverfish session, like, you know, roach, rudd, perch, from after that, you know, that sort of thing, and I'm trying to build a weight up. But anything I catch today will go straight back again. So I've got a 15-gram feeder on here. I may need to go a bit heavier. We'll see. So I'm dressed the same way as I am in the winter months when I go fishing in the winter. It's unbelievable. You know, middle of July, and I've got waterproof leggings on, thick waterproof coat on, because when I come out this morning at 6 o'clock it was raining. It looked full of rain this morning, although they didn't really give much rain today. They don't give it too bad actually. I believe there's a work party going on up the river today at the fork, clearing the banks and stuff, clearing weeds and that from the bank side, which is good, you know. I'll tell you something that I did find interesting when I come up here this morning. When I got to the Betley Bridge itself, over the gate, and literally right by the willow tree on this side of the bank, there's a load of what looked to me like carp shells all along the bank. A load of them, quite a few of them. They were carp shells, I'm pretty sure of it. So I don't know what that was all about. That was right by Betley Bridge down there, on the bank. Yeah, there was a lot of them, a lot of carp shells on the bank. Was all about, but they were definitely there. So I did have a wander up when I got here this morning, just a little wander up, just to see what swims there were, and they're all about the same really, because of the height of the water. And as I say, this was probably the most comfortable. It wouldn't have been the swim I would have gone for, but it's the easiest swim to be able to get fish in. Right, it's just gone 10 to 10, slight change of tactic. Well, not tactic, but I've changed the feeder. It's not holding bottom out there. It's quite a swirl out there today, certainly in this swim anyway. And it's not really holding bottom, it's bringing it over, it's moving it over this side a bit too much. It's not holding on the bottom. So that was a 15-gram Drennan feeder. I've now changed to a 28-gram Guru Groundbait feeder. And we'll see how we get on here now. No bites at all. Nothing to report at all. But as I say, this wind is playing havoc. It's very tricky to see any bites, if you do get any. But we'll see. See if this makes any difference. Yeah, it's really important that you get the right feeder, you know, you're using the right weight of the feeder. Let's try this. Hopefully this might hold a bit better. Yeah, I think this is holding bottom better. It is difficult to see if I do get any bites, but I'm pretty sure I haven't had any bites at all. So it's 5 to 10 now. So I've been fishing for about an hour, nearly an hour. The sun's trying to poke through, but it's not particularly warm. Wouldn't think it was mid-July. It's more like mid-October, to be honest with you. Right, it's just gone 20 past 10. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I don't normally do this, but it's very difficult in this swim. I'm not getting any bites. It's very, very swirly, very windy. Quite a bit of current and that out there. It just doesn't look, you know. I've just had a walk up the river. Only a couple of minutes, about 3 minutes up the river. There is a spot up there. I've never fished it before, but it's out the wind. It's slightly wider as well, and it looks a bit more, you know, I might give it a go up there. I know it means me moving all my stuff now, which is a bit of a pain. As I say, it's 25 past 10 now nearly, so probably another quarter of an hour before I start fishing again. So I'm going to do it anyway, because I just cannot see anything happening here. It's very tricky, very tricky. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to up sticks and go a bit further up the river. So I'll see you up there, well, when I'm there. Right, it's just gone 22:11. I've just got all my gear along here now. Took me about 3 goes to get it all along here, but I've done it anyway. So I'm slightly further upstream to where I was. It's still breezy even here, but it's not as bad, and I haven't got that current running through here like I did back down there. I could just tell that it wasn't, it didn't look right at all. I'm not saying that this will be any better, but at least I've got half a chance. I've never fished this spot before, never. I've never fished this far up from Betley Bridge, so we'll see how it goes. I've baited it up out there again, and we'll see how we get on from here. I think it's going to be one of those days today, I really do. As I say, this blooming wind, which is a shame really, but there you go, you can't change it, so we'll get on with it and see if we can winkle something out. Right, I'll show you the swim we've got now. As you can see, you've got to the right, I've got that really big bush, overhanging bush in the water. Could be a chub down there, who knows. So we've got that there, and as we pan round, we've got a few lily pads out there in front of me, and then we got to the left another big bush with a raft actually in front of it. You can't quite see the raft from here, I don't think, but there is a raft there over there. So that's what we've got. It's a bit wider, which gives us a chance of a bream, I think, a bit more, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. I did forget to tell you that I'm also in knee deep of water as well. Well, I've got 6 inches of it anyway, all around me, but there's nothing I can do about it. If you want to fish the river, that you have to put up with that sort of thing. Right, we'll try with the worm. I'm back on the 12 gram feeder again. So I don't really know. I don't know what it's like for snags here. No idea. But we'll find out in a minute, won't we? And so I think we might have more of a chance here. I'm not a great fan of keep moving swims, to be honest. It's just me. I just like that. I like, once I'm down in a swim, I like to stay there. Unless I'm chub fishing, of course, on the link ledger. But, so we've still got the same problem here. The wind, it's no different, but the feeder's definitely holding bottom here. I ain't had a cup of tea yet. It's 10 to 11. We'll have one in a minute. which I haven't had any bites from anything, not even any little nibbles, any pecks at the bait, nothing at all. No sign of any fish feeding, no sign of any fish topping, no small fish, nothing. I haven't seen any sign of a fish today. Oh, a cup of tea at last. Nearly 11 o'clock, nothing to report at all, not even a tap. That's how it goes though, innit? You know, fish on the first cast when I fished up there last time. You know, this time absolutely nothing. In good conditions that are different. You know, with this wind it's not easy. If I could just winkle one fish out, I'd be over the moon today. I really would. I will try some corn in a minute. I haven't really tried corn on its own on the hook yet. I've just tried a worm. I've tried worm and caster, worm and corn, but I haven't tried corn or caster on its own yet. So I'm not going to be out for a couple of weeks after this one. I'm on holiday next week. That's why I really wanted to get out, you know, today for the last session before I'm on holiday. Oh, it's lovely. Christ, I've been waiting a long time for that. So I've never fished this far up. I don't know what it's like here, but I'd imagine there's definitely carp up here. It looks carpy. Well, I've actually just seen for the first time today a couple of really small fish topping on the surface, which at least is something. It's very tempting to cast over to my left hand side where you've got some real cover over there. It's more sheltered and there's a raft over there, but I know it sounds stupid, but I'm a bit worried about this rod. If I did get anything really big on it, you know, you never know. It was the ideal place. Come on, fishy, where are you? Where are you? Many years ago I used to buy the Angler's Mail. That was the one fishing magazine I've used to. I didn't used to buy it every week, but I used to buy it on the odd occasion. It's a shame it's gone now, but I always used to go in the shop and look at it for the river reports, because I always used to find that out of all the fishing magazines I looked at, that was the one that would have any, you know, that was more leaning towards river fishing. It was really interesting, and it would always have a report every issue about certain rivers, different rivers every time. And sometimes it would have the River Raider in it, which I always found really interesting, you know, telling you what was being caught on certain stretches and what baits to use and that. It's a shame that magazine's gone. Well, I remember one issue in particular. It probably would have been either late 80s or early 90s, 80s or 90s. I bought an issue, and on the front cover there was an article. Well, there's an article in there about the River Raider, about it being a very underrated river that doesn't get fished much. That people don't seem to talk about much. You know, I'm talking about up here, not the sea fishing side of it, but up here. And he was saying, I think you've had an interview with somebody in there. I think there was an interview, and I think it may well have shown somebody with some big pike that they caught as well. But they were saying in it, you know, about big fish being caught in this river. Which a lot of anglers and a lot of people don't sort of know about. That was then, you know, and I'd love to get hold of that magazine again, because I used to have it, but I've got rid of all my fishing magazines now, unfortunately. So I'd like to find that again. I've been looking on eBay because they've got a lot of back issues of Angler's Mail on there, but I couldn't seem to find it. I'm pretty sure it was on the front cover, but it may not have been. It may have been an article that was inside, but it was definitely on the River Raider, and how, you know, a very underrated river in the south of England, and it was really interesting. I'd love to read it again now that I actually fish up here. I don't know if any of you have got any back issues of Angler's Mail. It'd be really interesting if you have, you know, about the River Raider. But at the moment I've got a couple of pieces of corn on there now. I can't seem to get any bites at all, but I keep plowing on. Well, first bite on casters. I'm fishing close to the raft. Definitely some taps. It's very difficult in this wind to pick the bites up. There definitely was a bite. I mean, looking at the spot over there in that left hand corner, in these conditions, if I was to say where there's a fish, I would say probably in that area. It's slightly away from the wind with some cover. So I've got about 3 or 4 casters on there, and there definitely was a bite. It doesn't appear to be there now. I will leave it for a while. And what it's proving to be a very tricky session. I'll be grateful for anything today now, I tell you. Again, definitely some taps. When I bought the line in just now, all the casters had gone, so I've just rebaited again with another 4 casters on there. There's definitely some fish down there. What they are, I don't know, but they are just taps. Yeah. Where I'm getting the bites, just over there, over that far side, right over the far side. I say they've only been taps, but they're definitely fish. You can see what I mean, you know, look. It's a lot calmer over in this corner. It's a bit awkward for me to set my gear up here though, because it really is, I'm in about 8 inches of water here. But I do actually think this is the place to go. Alright. Oh well, might not be any fish today up to now, but I've just seen Mr. Swan go by. This is Mrs. Swan and family. Lovely sight. Oh, right where I'm fishing, right where I got my bait. Oh well, right, I've moved along from where I was just to here, where I was getting the bites. So it's a lot easier for me to cast out into the same spot every time. The only problem is, as I said, I'm bloody knee deep in water here, but that's the nature of this fishing on the river, isn't it? That's what you have to be prepared to do sometimes. Thank goodness I've got, you know, new wellies, so I need them today as well. Right, okay, let's try so we can see how we get on here. I've had a couple of bites there, just taps, but definite bites on casters. So let's give it a go. I've had to put my camera back a bit further away from where I'm actually fishing, but hopefully, you know, if I catch something, obviously you'll see it. Some bites here. This is on double corn, and it's just starting to rain now. Not sure if it's on there or not. At least we're getting some bites. Problem is, I don't know how long for. Seems to have stopped now. I didn't anticipate on fishing like this today. You've got to be prepared for anything on the river, you know. It just wasn't working the way I was fishing, you know, up there. Just knocked up some fresh ground bait, but I'm not getting bites on worm. I'm getting them on corn and caster. I've shortened the rig, I've lengthened it. I'm sort of playing about with that side of it to see if it gives me more chance of hooking whatever it is. I didn't realise just now I've got a boot full of water. Came over my boot, didn't it? Came over my boot. I had about half a boot full of water. Still, never mind. Just get one, I'll be happy. Whatever it is. Even a roach or a rod, you know, would be something. There we go, that's a bite. They look sort of roachy, ruddy type bites to me. Nearly 12:05 now. No fish, nothing at the moment. But I'm getting a few bites. There's one there. They're not big bites, but they're just taps. And they're taking the bait off, they're stripping the bait off as well. Whatever I put on there, whether it's corn or caster, they're taking the bait off. Don't imagine it's anything of any size, but you never know. Well, I'm getting plenty of bites out there, but I cannot hook them. I just had one that was a bit of a pull just now on double corn, but I'm blowed if I can hook these fish. It's lurched forward this time. Yeah. I think it's on there. No, it's not. Oh. Oh well, I keep trying. Christ almighty, I'm in about a foot of water here. Right, anyway, we keep persevering. Nothing big. Nothing big, but I'll take it. It's a rug. Yes. Oh, right, okay. At least we've caught something. Oh my god. So I'm right up to, I'll have to move the camera back. Move the camera right back here. There we go. There we go. Right. So you are the culprit, or one of them anyway. There we go. Well, we're off the mark. We're off the mark with a rud on corn, double corn. There we are. Sorry, it wasn't double corn, it was a worm. It was a worm. So there we are. You little bugger. Is there any more of you down there? I think there are. Still, we'll keep persevering down there because at least we know there's fish down there. Well, it's just gone 20 to 1 now. No more since that rud, but my God. I'm getting bite after bite after bite. I can't cook them. There's a lot of fish down there. There really is. It's like they're all congregating in that corner over there. Well, I just managed to winkle a second fish out, a bit smaller than the last one. It's another rud, and that's obviously what seems to be down there. But I'm not going to grumble about it because, you know, I'm grateful for anything on a day like today. It's very tricky, very tricky. You know, I'm absolutely full of water in my boots. Anyway, let's get him back. So the second rud of the session. Quarter to 1 now. Two rud to my name at the moment. Been very, very hard work to get those 2 rud, I tell you. I've had a lot of bites here in this corner. Still hoping that maybe there's a bream or a tench down there that might take it. It seems to be worms that are catching now. I think we'll have our dinner about 1:30. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be staying till, probably about 3. Well, this is what's happening now. I can't, because it's so windy, I can't pick the bites up a lot of the time. So I've got another rud anyway, 3rd rud. I didn't even see the bite, I was just reeling in and it was on there. That's how tricky it is out here now with this wind. It's very difficult to pick the bites out. But anyway, 3rd rud of the session. I'm so grateful for these fellas, I tell you. I really am. Well, rud number 4. There we go. Great stuff. Right, that's 4 rud up to now. At least I'm catching some fish down there. That's the thing. I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to bait it up down there, have a bit of dinner, and then come back to it for the last couple of hours. So I'll see you after I've had my dinner. I just had my dinner. 1:15 now. So I'm looking to fish till about 3 o'clock. Let's see what this afternoon session brings. So I'm on 4 rud up to now, and what has been a struggle today in very difficult conditions really, but I suppose the main thing, at least it is dry. You know, we've had a bit of rain, you know, recently, but as I said to you before, it don't take much rain on this river for it to start coming over, you know. Now when I come up here a couple of weeks ago, when I caught those 2 bream, it was brilliant, you know, conditions were brilliant. I had a feeling before I come up here today that it'd be, you know, it'd be carrying more water obviously with the rain we've had, but Well, nearly 1:45. Still the full rod to show for it. Getting a few bites, not as many as I was earlier. Because it's so difficult to pick the bites up at times this week. I thought it was. Hey. Oh, it's gone. Lost it. Lost it. I think it might have been a roach. Oh dear. Needs it in flipping over here, I tell you. All the bites I'm getting, they're all, you can see they're all roach bites. Lots of tapping. No sign of any bream or tench at all. I think what I'm going to have to do is move everything back out of this water and just fish back further. I want to continue fishing here. It's the only spot I'm getting bites from. So that's what we've got. Look, got all this water here. It's about nearly a foot of water all around me. Very good. You have to keep the rod up high. I can detect the bites better when it's up higher. I do apologise for the wind issues on this one, because I'm pretty sure you will hear the wind on this. It's very gusty. I would just like to take the time to thank everyone for subscribing to my fishing channel. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you very much for that. Doesn't look like today's session is going to produce anything special, but so we've still got just over an hour to go. Just a little thing about my fishing videos, they're all on the river, all on the River Adur, except for in the close season, of course, and then just in that little period I'll be fishing a pond or a lake or something, but other than that it's always going to be on the river. So many places, so many spots that I want to give a go. So I won't be out next week. For the next 2 weeks I won't be out because of we're going away next week, so I won't be here. But when I come back, well, in 2 weeks' time, I'll be back up here again. I will be having a carp session at some point. I've had a few goes at trying to get a tench ever since the river season has started, really. I haven't been able to get one. silverfish as well when I come back. Always look forward to that. You never know what you're going to pick up with a session like that, you know. Just had a nice bite, nice pull round bite then. There it is. Another rod. You have to bring her over. You have to bring her. Oh, it's a nice one. It's a nice one. Oh, that's a nice fish. I thought that was a better bite. Oh, you are most welcome, mate, I tell you. Oh. Oh, he's taking that worm. Well, first fish of the day. There we go. Rod number 5. Great stuff. It's hard work. Very, very hard work, I tell you. Yeah, there we go, look. Rod number 5. There we are. Well, you're most welcome, mate, you really are. Right, well that's 5 rub we've got now. No sign of anything else, but it's strange, isn't it, how there's no sign of any roach or even pearls in another bite. So I thought that was a better fish that time. It's 25 to 3 now, the bites have completely dried up. So what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to give it one more chuck. And I think that's going to be my lot for the day because this wind is just horrendous really. Shame, but there you go. One more cast. Yeah, one more cast and that's going to be my lot. Well, it's just gone 3 o'clock now, virtually packed up. I've called it a day. It's been very difficult today, to say the least. This wind has really played havoc with the fishing, it really has. That's my excuse anyway. But no, it has, honestly, it has been very hard. Right, so I've ended up with 5 rods and I'm very grateful for catching those because at one point it looked like I wasn't going to get anything. But lucky enough I did move and I did manage to pick 5 rod up, so at least it was something, at least I did catch a few fish. But apart from those I never saw anything else all day really, just a couple of small fish topping, that was all. That was really it, no sign of anything, no sign of fish feeding or anything. So it's just been one of those days today. I think the weather's played its part as well. Right, so I will be out again in a couple of weeks time now. I'm on holiday from next week, so I won't be able to go fishing for a couple of weeks. But when I'm back, I shall be back on the river again, and you'll see it here on my fishing channel. So that's it really. I've ended up with 5 rod here at Betley Bridge on what's now turned out to be quite a warm sunny afternoon now, but very breezy. So I'm going to go get back now, have a cup of tea on the way back in the cabin, I think, on the way back. It's a nice place that is, to stop and have a cup of tea if you're on your bike. So I should do that, and then that'll be it then. So anyway, thank you very much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry I haven't caught any tench again or bream today, but that's the way it goes on the rivers. Thank you so much for subscribing to my fishing channel. Definitely enjoy your own angling, and I'll see you again out on the next one. Bye for now.